Hi, everyone. It's Jean Sachs, the CEO of Living Beyond Breast Cancer. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. I am happy today to bring back Marisa, who I interviewed a few weeks ago when she was in the middle of her chemotherapy treatment. She was diagnosed at age 36. She has 3 young children, and she had, with early stage breast cancer, ER positive. And she finished her final chemotherapy treatment on June 2nd. So hi, Marisa.
Hello.
Thanks so much for coming back. Your story was really, really popular. So we thought it would be really helpful to just have a follow-up conversation, check in first to see, how you're doing and how things have progressed being in treatment during COVID. So I know your chemo ended on June 1st. So tell us how the last couple of treatments went.
Every treatment was stressful. They're definitely the worst days. Cold capping is extremely exhausting and cold. So that doesn't help. But the other problem was I had some issues, just with my veins, and I'm a small person. So that took over like a half hour for the nurse to get. And it's just, one of those things that just happens. But, I'm so happy to be finished. So, again, they're not great days. My husband always had to make sure he was on the list when we got there. So every time we got there, it was always, a thing. All right, you have to wait. I'm going to go in. Wait till your name's on, we get confirmation that you're okay to come in. And then, of course, all the questions that we get at every stop, wherever we went, at every check-in. And our temperatures taken and stuff like that. So,
but your husband, was your husband able to be with you for every chemotherapy appointment?
Yes, only because I was cold capping.
Right. So I know you said cold capping is challenging. Do you want to just tell us a little bit about what that means and what happened as you were working through this?
Yeah. So, cold capping is definitely worth it, but it's something that you have to understand. You really need to take it on. It's not an easy thing to go through on top of what you're already going through. So, you get into the chair, you need to get your cap on 45 minutes prior to any chemotherapy beginning. And then you need to cap for 4 to 4.5 hours at the conclusion of your chemotherapy. So when you leave, you still need to be capping, and you need to take your cap off depending on which cap service you're using. You need to take it off every 15 to 20 to 25 minutes, again, depending on your hair type, what you're using, stuff like that. So because my children don't know what's going on, we didn't come home. We would drive around, and my husband would cap me in the parking lots of, wherever we were going. And of course, because of COVID, we couldn't really go many places. But for the last 2 treatments, I did go to my mom's house, which was a savior, because capping in the car was horrendous.
That's really helpful. I know that you're wearing a wig. So at what point did you feel like you weren't preserving enough hair and that you needed to have a wig? So
typically, in any chemotherapy, you begin to lose your hair between 15 and day 15 to day 18 to 20 is when you start to lose it. And because of the type of hair that I have, it's extremely curly and thick, and it's not typical, run-of-the-mill straight hair. So the instructions I was given was actually incorrect for the type of hair that I had. And I should have been keeping it in braids, and I wasn't until it was too late. So I ended up losing too much because it was knotting and it was matting. And if I had it in braids, that wouldn't have happened as bad. So I would say the first time was the worst. But then you continue to lose. But again, because I didn't have it in braids right away, I had just lost so much. So I would say I started wearing a scarf. And that's really what kept me not touching it in braids behind the scarf. And I still do have some hair. But it's just not enough for me to feel comfortable going out in public.
Right. Okay. So just so our viewers understand, what Marisa was doing was using the gel caps that you can order online and you have to get the dry ice, and that's how you do it. For some people, your institution might have what's called a scalp cooling machine. And then it is a different process and you don't need the dry ice. So it's important to find out what's possible, but that's really helpful. So I know when you realized I'm just not comfortable with how my hair is looking, I'm going to get a wig. It was challenging because of all the shutdowns with COVID. And I know you live in New Jersey and have been really shut down for a while. So tell us how you found your wig.
Well, I was researching online. I started looking at Amazon, just like anywhere. I was actually looking just for a topper because really just the top of my head is where the most is where I've lost. So I have curly hair, so I was looking to just kind of put something on top and just blend it. But there really isn't curly hair toppers out there. And because of cold capping, I can't straighten my hair for months. So I couldn't do a straight topper. So the best option was the regular wig. So I ended up reaching out to this one wig shop. They were closed for 2 months. Thankfully, they actually had started allowing people to come in that were only, going through chemo on an appointment basis only, like a 1 person per day kind of thing. So I was able to try one on, but because of the insurance situation, I ended up, thinking about it, and I ended up finding another foundation that gives wigs for free. So because I was able to try that one on, I kind of had an idea, and then I went online to the foundation that provides the free wigs, and I found out what could work. So this is the one I came up with.
Yeah, well, it looks great, and we understand that when you're picking out a wig, it's really nice to be able to go to a store and try things on. So
absolutely,
I'm sorry you had that experience. I did learn a fun fact this morning, actually, that for those people that cold cap or scalp cool, even if you don't have perfect success, and nobody does, apparently your hair follicles aren't as damaged and your hair will grow in better, more quickly. Often for people that don't do it, it comes in very coarse and very curly. So it'd be interesting to see how the regrowth comes in. You probably got more benefit than you even realize.
Right, that is what they say. So I'm hopeful.
Okay, well, you'll be our testimonial and tell us. So I know you have 3 young kids, and last time we talked a lot about all the things you were doing to both keep yourself safe from COVID and keeping them occupied. So just tell us a little bit about how that's been going and how are they?
We're pretty much still doing the same things. We're still not going in any stores, none of us. We're still, my brother-in-law is still going to a store for us, getting groceries. My husband meets them in the parking lot, and we kind of do that at one store. Another store, we have deliveries, or we'll do a pickup, just pop the trunk. They put it right in the trunk. So we're still doing that as far as we're really being safe. I have my final surgery coming up, so I really don't want to, be letting my guard down too much. And as far as the children are concerned, I mean, they still don't know anything. I actually didn't know how to introduce the wig because they don't know anything. They know that I wear a scarf. The baby calls it a hat. And my kids do see sometimes like the top right here. And I just kind of said, oh, I had some knots and a little bit fell out, but it will grow out. It grows back. I just made it very light. And they surprisingly were fine with that. So with the wig, they came back from a walk and I was sitting outside and I had it on, and my daughter was like, I was on the phone, so I was like, hold on. And then my daughter was like, did you get a haircut? And I was like, actually. And so I told them it was a wig because I feel like if I take it off, or I just don't want to confuse them so much. And they were totally fine. And I just said, I just don't want a lot of people to know, I just want to keep it. She said, okay, I won't tell my classmates, which she's not going to see them anyway. So I'm like, okay.
So just remind us how old your kids are.
They're 7. I have 7-year-old twins, and then the baby's going to be 2 in July.
Okay, right. Well, kids believe what you say. Well, I think you did a great job picking out a wig. So congratulations. And obviously, heading into a surgery, you need to protect your immune system. But even post chemotherapy for 6 to 9 months, I think you're still considered at high risk. So
yeah,
it's good to know you're putting those precautions in place. So is your surgery connected to your plastic surgeon?
Yes.
So tell us what you're doing.
I have expanders right now, so it will be the final exchange surgery with the implants.
Great.
That I'm so excited about.
That'll be a relief.
Yes.
Yeah, I have talked to several women who have had them in a little bit longer than they wanted.
Yeah.
And then have you started tamoxifen?
No, I will actually be on a different regimen because of my age.
Okay.
So it's like it's Lupron
Right.
and then the aromatase inhibitor.
Oh, okay. So they're going
I'm
to.
not sure exactly what the medicine is
Yeah.
yet.
So they'll shut down your ovaries with Lupron, put you into menopause, and then they'll give you an aromatase inhibitor because you'll be menopausal. Okay, great. Well,
Yeah, fun time.
yeah, we'll see how that goes, but you're being very careful, and your doctors are treating you well. So moving forward, will you be seeing your oncologist via telemedicine, or are you going to be able to still go in for in-person visits?
No, I still will be able to go in for in-person visits.
Okay, that's great. I know that's always reassuring, particularly when you first finish treatment. So now that you're finished chemotherapy, what are you looking forward to?
Not chemotherapy. Honestly, just living, just enjoying the summer with the kids. We got a little pool for the backyard, which are hard to come by these days. So just really just enjoying the summer.
Great. So if someone's watching who just started treatment, what's your words of wisdom for them?
I guess, the best thing is to just continue to stay positive because there's nothing you can do about the situation. And if you just, and I sulked in my misery for the first dose, so if that's fine, you can sulk in your misery. But there's a point where it's, really important to just stay positive and just know that everything's going to be okay. And it does suck, but you're going to be fine.
Okay, that's really helpful. And Marisa, you're an inspiration to me and to so many people to have 3 young kids, have to deal with breast cancer in the middle of a pandemic. And you always have a beautiful smile and you seem so positive. I'd love to see your kids at some point. I'm sure they're amazing and you're a wonderful mother. So
Thank you.
Really, really appreciate you coming back and talking to us and being so honest about that you still think cold capping was worth it, even though it didn't give you the perfect result.
I do, especially because I guess it's not all gone. So I still have hair and especially like the perimeter of my face. So when I wear my scarf, my kids can't tell like it's my hair.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely. And then again, also for the hair follicles, I'm on a cold capping Facebook page. And a lot of women have also said the same things about that it's helping with it helps your hair follicles as well.
Right. Well, I think it's really important. I mean, lots of medicines and regimes that we take don't work. And so just the fact that cold capping might not be 100% doesn't mean women shouldn't be given the option to try to prevent hair loss. All right. Well, thank you so much. We'll keep in touch and stay well. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in and stay in touch with Living Beyond Breast Cancer. We're continuing to create content on a regular basis. If you'd like some more immediate support, go to our website. You can join our closed Facebook pages and enjoy the sunshine if you have it wherever you are, and stay well.